My name is Lena, and I was 16 the day my life split into two parts, before and after. Before that day, I still believed my mother loved me. After that day, I stopped believing anything at all. It started with my episodes. Sudden dizziness. My vision would blur. My hands would shake uncontrollably, and sometimes I would collapse without warning. At school, teachers thought I was pretending. Classmates whispered that I was weird. But at home, it was worse. My mother didn't try to understand. She got tired. Tired of hospital visits. Tired of bills. Tired of explaining me to others. And one afternoon, without warning, she packed my clothes into 2 bags and drove me to my grandfather's old house on the edge of town. The house was quiet. Almost forgotten. She knocked on the door. My grandfather opened it slowly. Before I could even speak, my mother said the words that still echo in my mind. I can't deal with her anymore. She's not normal. Not normal. Not sick. Not hurting. Just, not normal. She left me there with 2 bags and a silence that felt heavier than anything I had ever carried. She didn't hug me. She didn't look back. And just like that, I was abandoned. My grandfather, Mr. Harris, didn't say much that day. He just picked up my bags and said, "Come inside." No questions. No judgment. That night, I had another episode. I collapsed in the hallway, shaking and terrified. I expected anger. Instead, I felt his hand gently holding mine. "It's all right," he said softly. "You're safe here." Safe. It was the first time I had heard that word in months. The next morning, he made breakfast like everything was normal. Then he sat across from me and said, "We're going to figure this out. Together." No one had ever said that before. Days turned into weeks. My grandfather took me to different doctors. Not the rushed ones my mother had chosen, but specialists who actually listened. Tests were done. Scans. Blood work. Neurological exams. And finally, we got an answer. I wasn't crazy. I had a neurological condition that caused seizures and sensory overload episodes. It had a name. It had treatment. And most importantly, it wasn't my fault. When the doctor explained everything, I cried. Not because I was sick, but because for the first time, someone understood me. On the way home, my grandfather said quietly, "Some people walk away from what they don't understand. That doesn't make you broken. It makes them unprepared." Those words stayed with me. Treatment wasn't easy. Medication made me tired. Therapy was slow. Some days were better, others worse. But slowly, I started to feel in control of my own body again. I went back to studying from home. Then part-time classes. People still stared sometimes. But now, I knew the truth. I wasn't weak. I wasn't broken. I was fighting something real. And I was winning. My grandfather supported me in everything. He never treated me like a burden. He treated me like someone worth saving. And because of that, I started believing it too. 2 years later, my mother came back. She stood at the same door where she had once left me. But this time, I wasn't the same girl. I opened the door myself. She looked older. Tired. Regretful. "I heard you're better now," she said. Better. Like I had been a problem that got fixed. She stepped inside and looked around. "You understand why I did what I did, right?" she asked. I looked at her calmly. "No," I said. Silence filled the room. "I was sick," I continued. "Not crazy. I needed help, not abandonment." She looked down, unable to respond. For years, I had imagined this moment. I thought I would cry, or shout. But I didn't. Because I had already healed, without her. Today, I am 23 years old. I'm studying to become a neurological therapist. Because I want to help people who are misunderstood, just like I was. My condition is still part of my life. But it no longer controls me. My grandfather still lives with me. Every morning, he makes tea, and we sit quietly like we used to. One day, I asked him, "Why didn't you ever give up on me?" He smiled and said, Because you were never something to give up on. That answer changed everything. As for my mother, I forgave her. But forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. And it doesn't mean letting someone hurt you again. Final voiceover line for YouTube. They called her crazy, until someone cared enough to understand her. The end.